Welcome, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. I'm, of course, David Sponheim, doing a daily show, of course, against all odds. It's almost amazing how many people are facing news now. It's almost disturbing because we're constantly overwhelmed with this bombardment of the impeachment, but now we're still overwhelmed with this bombardment of the impeachment. That's right. Trump's impeachment trial is now clouded by Schumer and McConnell having a feud. Mitch McConnell and Charles Schumer are having a feud over the simple fact that Schumer wants to have a trial, bringing on witnesses and documents, and McConnell doesn't want any witnesses and wants to just take a vote. In other words, most of the Senate under Mitch McConnell must be like little worms, except for Charles Schumer. I mean, he's trying to stand up for the rights of the people to have a trial here and to bring out new witnesses, because apparently there's new emails that suggest that Donald Trump, the timeline of Donald Trump's turning down the Ukrainian money is sooner than we think, that he's been doing it longer than we think, that he's been acting to control the dialogue and make sure he got dirt on Joe before he would give that money away. And many people in government were crying foul throughout this whole process. We need to see those emails. Now, had Donald Trump made a copy of the conversation he had with Zelensky, a simple phone recording, we wouldn't be having these problems. In fact, we wouldn't be having these problems at all if Donald Trump had made copies of anything. But he didn't. No audio copies whatsoever of his conversations with with Putin. No conversations whatsoever. So now we're beginning to believe this is happening. May the real Donald Trump please step out, because we do believe here in America, many of us now, that Donald Trump is in fact being controlled by Putin. How is he controlling Donald Trump? He's controlling him through the money that Donald Trump owes Deutsche Bank, which is underwritten by Russian oligarchs. We're talking about $1 billion here. He's being controlled by the sex tape, which according to Mueller was used to blackmail, I'm quoting him, was used to blackmail Donald Trump during the election. Now, why our government didn't inspect that and look into that, why Mueller just handed it off to no one? I have to assume that Mueller didn't want it to damage the president, that they didn't want to bring it out that the sex tape really is real. I showed you a few seconds of it, just the area where Donald Trump's sitting on the couch last week in my video. He's sitting on like an easy chair, a couch chair, and he's holding a tablet next to him, and two women are standing next to him on a bed urinating on each other. We don't see the urination. That's all completely out of focus, but we see their backs and their butts. And that's a 24-second loop that appeared all over the internet a couple weeks ago, if not a month ago, and has been bopping up every now and then on the internet. So there has to be some truth to the sex tape. So these are the reasons why Donald Trump is acting as a shill for Putin and Putin's regime. Yeah. Robert De Niro is humiliated by Trump's behavior. He's disturbed, very angry, and embarrassed. And he even had a discussion with Michael Moore about it last week.
They will not forget what those people have done to enable this terrible situation to continue.
If you had a chance to run into one of these Republicans, like these House Republicans, what would you say? What would you do if you encountered one of these on the committee that just rolled over?
I mean, what I would say is I'd say shame on you. What do you tell your grandkids? What do you tell them? What do you want them to read about you later on in life? What do you want? I don't know that they're so scared. I don't understand it.
I'm not a violent person. I assume that you're not.
No.
Either.
I know I've done a lot of characters like that, but
okay.
That's
called
acting. Yeah.
But right, I know. Yes, if people are thinking that I'm talking to one of those characters, no. Mr. De Niro is not going to whack any of the Republicans or do anything to them or Jake LaMotta them to the ground.
No, even when I said I want to
Unless
punch
you
Donald-
wanted to. Please.
Trump in the face after I made a thing way but a few months before he was elected, and I was meaning it as a figure of speech, not literally punch him in the face, but just to say, to see what it's like to hear what you said by somebody else like me say, I want to punch you in the face to see what that's like. That's what it's. How dare you say that to people? Somebody who's being harassed in the audience or something. Yeah. How dare you? That's wrong.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree with De Niro that Trump incites anger and violence. He has a group of people who support him that are virtually in favor of violence. They want to kick some serious ass. They'd love to take all the Democrats that they don't like and just kick their ass. They really would. I've talked to a lot of Republicans who just really want to kick the Democrats' ass. So De Niro's asking, let's appeal to a deeper, more intelligent self, not the animalian side that voted for Trump, not the mindset of a person who simply likes Trump because they believe somehow he's telling them the truth, when we know that Trump has lied thousands of times. 15,000 is the newest count. Yeah, well, deal with it. Okay, we've got a brand new meme for the Green New Deal. Now, I've been talking about installing butt plugs in cows' asses for a long time, but this meme really does mention it. The Green New Deal, it has Ocasio running into the cow with a butt plug. Yeah. And the cow going, oh, no, don't do this to me. I mean, I admit that I have talked about, dealing with cow flatulence, but not to tax you people for it, not to create a carbon point legislation program. Yeah. Hey, we're going to remove you from the show because you don't really belong here. Thanks. Yeah, so I'm not here to scare cows that we're going to stick butt plugs in them, but there may be a time in our future where we have really well-designed, enclosed cow milking areas that we milk the cows, and all their flatulence while they're being milked is coming into the air and being circulated, and the methane is being extracted. I mean, there's a possibility we may do that. And we may get to the point where we do put butt plugs in cows. But the only guy who would really put that together is Pete Buttigieg. I don't think I'd do that. Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, boy, he's an embarrassment to the Democratic Party. My goodness. Here's this guy can't even explain 3 years of his time in a corporate PR firm, which very likely put him into the race and said, Pete, we're going to run you as the first gay guy. Thank you. The first gay guy to run in America. Because the liberals who have this terrible sense of white guilt, they already voted for Barack Obama. Now they would love to vote for an openly gay guy. You can imagine how many the openly gay votes they're going to get from all the extremely white guilt Democrats out there. It's amazing. Probably about 5 to 10%. But I was saying this earlier in the show. This is a huge factor. If we got out the vote of 55% of the population that doesn't want to vote, and they voted for a third party, even wrote my name in, we literally beat the two parties. We'd have enough votes, because only 45%, less than half of America, votes. Isn't that interesting? I don't consider Pete intelligent enough to avoid using the Bible if he's a gay man. You see, the American Christian community, and believe me, there's a lot of people who are Christian, define themselves as Christian, heard Pete attack Ted Cruz for his ethics on biblical grounds. And that alone is the lowest thing anybody can do, especially a gay man. I mean, if Pete would just say he's an atheist, he'd probably, might even win. But saying he's a religious man, that just doesn't fly with Christians. Sorry. If he's that big into sex with a man, he can't possibly be a biblically based person spiritually. Can't possibly be. He's already made his choices, and if you guys want to vote for an openly gay man, you already had one with Barack Obama who was not openly gay. If you really want to vote for Pete, go right ahead. I'm not going to take that away from you, but I think you're better off voting for me, a guy who's openly heterosexual. Now, I'm not in any way discriminating against gay people or transgenders. I want everyone to know that Barack Obama's gay and he had sex with this guy.
where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurnee, Illinois.
Okay. I'm a centrist with a vision. That's what makes me electable. I'm a centrist who can unite the country in the middle of the political spectrum. Pete Buttigieg is a divider, much like Donald Trump is. He's going to separate the country. I'm a true centrist. And so much so that I left the Democratic Party in 2007 and started America's Third Party, because the Democratic Party wouldn't even take on issues like genetically modified food, pesticides and herbicides, excessive amounts in our environment, like Roundup. They won't take on the tough issues that are affecting American farmers either, and the need for a full legalization campaign, which I've been running for the past 10 years. I want full legalization of marijuana, no ifs, ands, or buts, and no people with their fingers in the pocketbook of the American taxpayer. Other than a 10% tax, that's it. Our plan is very simple. We have a whole platform at americasthirdparty.com. You can check it out. But we're building a new America based on sustainability. And that's why we are the third party that could virtually change the entire direction of American politics and build a plan that's not only nice to America, but around the world. People say, wow, you really are changing America and becoming a kinder, more gentler nation, not one that runs around and struts around and acts like they're in charge of the world. I'm selling a plan that actually gets us back on track toward sustainability, not toward corruption of the Democratic Party, the communist thinking where they want to take away your rights. We have a plan to actually create jobs, a lot of great jobs in our system. The job plan that we're approaching is the solar rooftop revolution and the homestead renewal plan. And this plan is going to generate about 1.5 million out of the chute. We're going to have $4 billion allocated to this program, and we'll be hiring a lot of those 1.5 million people working. We'll have money coming through our infrastructure bank to fund the solar panel production, but we'll do it through the military, because already the military is making solar panels like this. And we just have to ramp up production. That's right, americasthirdparty.com. I don't know if you're able to see the screen, but it's right up here. If you can't see the screen, then there's something wrong. Yeah. And Max has it wrong too. No, it's Max. We have AmericanThirdParty.com. But are you not able to see the screen? Is there something wrong with the screen up here that you can't see what's on the screen? I'm kind of curious, lady. Are you able to see the screen at all? Yeah, that's right, Digger Dave. People don't know about Barack Obama being married to a transgender. There you go. But I'm not here to brag on Barack Obama. I mean, we got a bigger problem with Donald Trump right now. We know that. We can't hide it from the world. The world is looking in and saying, you people are not doing the right thing. We're being pushed towards transgenderism across the globe, and I never pushed that upon you. There you go. You're correct in that one, ladies. You can do lower caps, it'll work. All low caps, that'll work. Thank you. We don't need transgenderism like the leftists want to push on us, but I don't want to discriminate against transgenders either. I don't want to send a message to children that they can openly choose whatever they want. If kids had a right to choose what their gender was, they'd still come out the same way they are. There wouldn't be that much difference. But we're celebrating the notion that deviancy is normal. And that's an upside down thought process, which doesn't work. Most upside down processes don't work. If things don't actually work, they don't survive in this economy. Now, I'm not saying your choice to be a transgender is an economic choice, but it could be. It means you may not work because there will only be jobs available to you in the government. You could become a military person because now transgenders can become military. As I said before, we would probably see more transgenders in the military if Donald Trump hadn't said that they weren't allowed to join, because right now a lot of people are looking for work, and why not join the military if you're transgender? So the Supreme Court ruling last week says that Trump has to hire them. And I said that all along. It doesn't make sense that we would keep them out of a military operation where we're saying don't ask, don't tell is no longer the policy. People can ask all they want, and they can tell too. Instead of don't ask, don't tell, it's do ask and do tell. Epstein admitted to me he was a spy, ex-business partner of a sex criminal, claims Prince Andrew is protecting Ghislaine Maxwell, stonewalling prosecutors' investigation over the blackmail fears. There's strong evidence that Prince Andrew may have been the dupe in a sting operation where Ghislaine Maxwell, his close friend, and Jeffrey Epstein tricked him into a lot of things. If I were the Queen, I would paint that story in defense of Andrew. I really would. And I begin to look at all options on the table, even throwing the real Jeffrey Epstein under the bus, like getting him to reveal the fact that he's still alive. We played this in the pre-show. Oh yeah, Epstein's still alive. There's no question about it in my mind. We have photographs of his, let's see if I can bring this in here, hang on. Yeah, take a look at this photograph right here of his body. And you would have to be blind to think that that's somehow Jeffrey Epstein. It's a different nose. The person who died had a curled nose. Epstein did not. The ears are different. The cheek is different. Everything's different. And the only person who actually ID'd Jeffrey Epstein was his brother Mark. It was not a DNA test. According to Michael Baden, the overseeing coroner, there was no DNA test done on his body. So it's very likely Mark lied. Mark is protecting his brother Jeffrey, and this is still going to be a full-blown investigation as time goes on. The ear's different, everything's different. Now, we even have a picture of Jeffrey Epstein touring his island 20 days after he died. Look at this. Rusty Shackelford took a drone photograph, a video camera photographed him standing there with his black assistant's maintenance man, doing checks on the island after Dorian hit. This is 2 weeks after he allegedly died. So come on, folks. This guy's alive and he's getting away with it. He's probably molesting children right now as we speak. So our country is virtually dead in the water. We're not moving at all. We're not even making any progress getting oversight over the FBI. Donald Trump has done next to nothing with Director Wray. Frankly, I would have fired Wray again. I would have fired the director of the FBI because he's not doing anything to stop this. Well, wait a second. Donald Trump would not want to investigate Jeffrey Epstein, right? Because he was involved with Jeffrey Epstein when he was a young man. Trump and Epstein were seen in a party situation on video. 1992, they were laughing and joking about how beautiful the women were, blah, blah, blah. One person was doing some lip reading on this and found some strange statements by Trump to Epstein about the women. And I'm not going to get into details on that right now, but lip readers can actually identify what he said, and we will probably get to that later. All right, so because people like a lady 3964 came in and tried to hijack our show, that wasn't a lady at all. That was a troll, folks. And they're coming in pretending to be real people, and then they come in and attack our show like it's some big deal. We are being attacked on a nightly basis on Vaughn and on iVlog. Remember when iVlog used to have guest chat? Digger, remember that? Yeah, there's no guests in here. You notice that? There's one guest in there. And you have to sign in with an email account to get a guest. And all that changed when we had about 38 guests come all in one day, and then they shut it down. And then we had to have the same thing happen a couple of years ago where the guests were just flying in from all over the world, and Vaughn shut it down. So I opened up Cool Rock Party, and I've got 4 people in there, and we're slowly building up our audience. Thanks, guys, for coming in. I'm going to say hi to you guys over at Twitch. Twitch.tv/Cool Rock Party is another site. And we're going to take and remove... Yeah, Steve, you're not allowed to come in here. But I need people over there, so I'm going to leave you in. Nah, I don't think I want you in. I'm going to report you for abuse. Yeah, you're abusing the privilege of... Great. You're abusing the privileges of being in Periscope. It won't matter to me because I keep kicking you out faster than you can come in here. All right? I can knock your entire presence out of the show as the trolls come in. I knock them out. I'm doing very good cleanup operation every day in the show. Nobody can do this better than I can. And I've been doing this for 11 years, so it's really no big deal. Bring it, guys. If you really think you're going to stop me, they've been trying to stop me for 11 years. They haven't made any progress. Tom was a very bad boy the other day. He actually posted some very bad pictures, porno pictures in our show, so we have to release. We can't have him in the show. Sorry. Luckily, it didn't appear on YouTube. But some guy tried to post this on our show, and it didn't appear on the screen. I have to keep banning them. They're trolls that keep coming in the show. They're paid trolls, Johnny. The word is out that there's a new layer of banning going on and trolling going on. Apparently, remember Warlord, the guy who hasn't done a show in a long time? Well, he, along with Lot Lizard and T. Rucker, they made a lot of money off of our show. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Mark has made millions. I'm serious. I've heard this from numerous verifiable sources, but I can't show you the records. No, the Warlord guy, the guy that used to do a show called United American, he's now claiming he's going to come into our show and really spam us. So he's just doing this for Mark, and Mark is paying him again. So we're seeing a new wave of attacks every single week. He's doing it with other people. He's working with other people. We can talk about organic barbecue sauce hot rails, but there's not a lot out there. You go with the O brand. I told you that. I don't know what your problem is. I gave you a perfectly good organic supplier of all these things. The O brand has everything at Safeway. Yeah, you need to go out there and start looking around and see what you find at Safeway. Take a trip to Safeway and walk around their aisles. Kroger has some really nice organic food too. We have more than enough going on. The fact is, we've got so many people around the world watching us on a daily basis, yet the number of people who can come in here and chat, kind of limited. That's the problem. They're kind of limited, and we would rather have people that talk about politics than to come in here and attack me personally, and there's nobody in the world who's done what I've done. I virtually have no competition. Well, I've done a regular show for 5 hours a day, extended to 8 and 9 hours a day, depending on which year we were in it. We're doing 8 hours a day, but I do 5 hours of live TV every day for 11 years, without fail. I never missed a day except Sundays. I take the day off, like yesterday. There's nobody else in the world who's done this regular type of show. There are people that run their live video cameras, then they live cast from their house, and their girlfriend's walking around, with their body clothes half naked. But we're not that kind of a broadcast. We actually give you a show, and we interact with the chat audience. Trump Tardo said he personally climbed the St. Louis UHF tower to change the bulb just for me. I don't disagree with you. I think you're probably right. People have sent me photographs of their UHF bump systems, and I don't even know who they are, but they send me, say, hey, we're doing this for you because we really believe in what you're doing. And nobody can stop them. We're actually, thank you, nobody can stop these people. Even the government can only broadcast a bigger UHF signal over the one that they're broadcasting, but they're not even able to keep that up. There's so many people around the world that are trying to get the message out about our show that it does make a difference. And we've got this constant supply of people coming to the show, and even our sites that are censored are even starting to build slowly, believe it or not. When I see 4 viewers over in Periscope where I'm shadow banned on Twitter, I'm happy. When I see 5 viewers at Cool Rock Party, our new Twitch site, which was banned for 5 years over some nonsensical accusation by Twitch and the guy who runs Twitch, Capital Gain. They purposely banned me for 5 years. I had over 10,000 hits in 1 or 2 months at Twitch, and they shut me down. I was a gaming site, and they shut down the gaming site. I was growing too, rapidly, but they shut me down. So now we're back up on Twitch, and I'm thankful for that because they had to change their terms of service regulations. But here we are, digesting the news every night, and this trial is exactly what I said it would be. 8 months before the election, I said that there would be an impeachment of Donald Trump, and I was absolutely right. Nancy Pelosi is delaying the Trump Senate impeachment trial to her credit and her peril. But Nancy Pelosi doesn't really seem like she has any big aspirations. She's just a rich, greedy woman. I'm not sure where she's going. Had I been in charge of this as Speaker of the House, I would have exposed the fact that Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham are both working for Russia. We have proof of that. PolitiFact.com did a search on one of the donors is a sanctioned Russian oligarch. He's not the biggest donor, but he's a donor. Moscow Mitch has made over $3 million over the past 5 years. And they call him that because recently Moscow Mitch didn't side with his Kentucky coal miners, who he stiffed. He funded a Russian-linked aluminum plant instead. Seriously. I'm not kidding. And look at Lindsey Graham, too, another top Republican senator. He's getting money from the same exact Russian affiliate, Blavatnik. Blavatnik is a liaison of Oleg Deripaska, the guy that Nastia said was the one who rigged the election with Donald Trump. I am going to turn on the cameras. Thanks. You're the first person to ask me, man. Thank you. Engaging cameras at iVlog. Oh, no, we don't have those. Sorry. Yeah, we don't have a pro account. Yeah, we lost it. Max gave us a pro account, and I can't expect him to give me pro accounts all the time. Sorry, DJ Sammy. So this is Len Blavatnik talking to Dershowitz, the guy who spent time at Orgy Island, this guy right here. And this is Len Blavatnik in the middle. And Lindsey Graham right there, who also got about $3 million from Len, working for Oleg. Merry Christmas to you too, DJ Sammy. Yeah, so these are important issues that Pelosi can't talk about for some reason. We're not sure, but maybe she's protecting her personal relationship with the Ukrainian oil companies. Remember, her son Paul works for a Ukrainian oil company, kind of like Hunter Biden. John Kerry's son works for an oil company over there, and so does Mitt Romney's son. How about that? How would you like to be the son of one of those people making $50,000 a month, huh? Nastia served Oleg Deripaska. I don't know what kind of a woman she is. I don't even care. I do know that Nastia was very vocal when she was arrested in that Thailand concentration camp prison. But Nastia, she went to Moscow when she was released and forced to land there, and then she had to give over all the evidence she claimed she had against Donald Trump and the Russians. Let me play it for you, or at least play you what she looks like. Okay, here we go. The Belarusian escort who claimed evidence of Russian meddling is detained in Moscow. This is her. She claims she had more than enough evidence of audio tapes of Deripaska that would have proven that the Russians were definitely rigging our election in favor of Donald Trump. No, nobody traded me on the stock market. No. I know you're not BSing me, but nobody's traded me on the stock market, no. The thing is, you have to actually sign paperwork to be traded. I never signed any paperwork to be traded. Yeah. Thank you. And I'm a citizen of the United States of America. You, sir, are a citizen of the United States. You probably were traded in the stock market. I'm part of an organization called the United States of America, and we're not traded at all. Our country pretty much went bankrupt in 1933. So she claimed to have audio recordings that could link Russia with President Trump's election. Well, apparently she gave everything she had back over to Oleg Deripaska in order so she could have freedom. And she hasn't been seen from again. Whatever happened to this Belarusian escort would have told us how deep this rabbit hole goes. But nobody in the Democratic Party offered her asylum or any freedom whatsoever. So she's gone. She's no longer able to even talk. So we are pretty much looking at a Russian conspiracy to control our election in favor of Donald Trump. Donald Trump knowing it the whole time and denying it, and you Republicans standing behind Donald Trump's denial. That's what's happening. And we're here now with Sarah. She's going to give you a little. She can give you a little information about what we're all about, or whatever she wants. She can look on the internet and check the news out. I'm going to go make a little dinner.
Madam, where's?
I'm going to move that.
Okay. And the YouTube chat is
No, I didn't bring it in. Sorry.
okay.
Yeah, it was kind of a busy morning. Just getting started here, and I'm a little bereft in my ability to do that.
Okay, I'll deal with it.
Well, I can do it.
I got it.
I'm just going to go to my channel real quick here. Hi, Daryl. Thanks for sharing. Okay, our live video is there. And what do you normally just type in the chat to put it in there?
No, I just scroll down.
Oh, you just go.
Well, you hid the chat. You click tide chat instead of show chat.
Yeah, that helps.
I do this and then I minimize it like this,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be underneath.
Oh, okay, so it just pops underneath.
So then I pull this down here.
I'm not making a sardine casserole. I'm just warming up
He's just warming up a sardine casserole.
a mackerel casserole. It's not a sardine. It's a mackerel casserole. Mackerel casserole. It's a tongue twister.
Mackerel.
Mackerel casserole. Mackerel casserole. I called it mackerel noodle, or maca-noodle for short.
And I thought it was like mac and cheese, but then I was like, oh, it's mackerel.
Yeah, it's not that delightful, but I can assure you it lasts a long
alright.
time in the
If you
refrigerator,
like
and that's
mackerel.
why I'm heating it up. I'm also going to make some more salmon to go with it, I think.
Yeah, the salmon's good when you do the salmon with it. That's good.
I'm not Daryl, I'm David, and I don't have a brother here. Or my brother isn't running for office or anything.
No, they were talking to Daryl and his other brother, Daryl.
Oh, Daryl has another brother. I didn't know.
No, he doesn't. That's just from a show. I'm Daryl, and this is my brother Daryl, and that's my other brother Daryl.
Yeah.
It's from an old show. Don't worry about it.
Well, now we talked about Len Blavatnik and Oleg Deripaska and Nastya. You know, all of the money that rolled in. Hit refresh, because sometimes we have to do that.
Well, it's on the other one, so
Okay.
you can just close out of this.
Yeah, well, the thing is, if our computer is struggling ever, CoinHive is slowing us down. So then open up pop-out chat if you find it's anything slow down.
All right, and this one I have to open up a little bit to the side because otherwise I can't see the chat room.
Right,
That's just
yeah,
the way
okay.
that works.
I had to report a user at Periscope because they were very defamatory here. But we're glad we're seeing more people on Periscope now and more people on Twitch. So it's all about hanging in there and slowly building these sites, even though we are being censored. So,
Yay. Okay.
no, I haven't been a member of any. My birth certificate is not traded on any open market. I'm a citizen of the United States of America, which has been in bankruptcy since 1933. I never signed on to the United States Corporation, so I'm not part of that. I want to bring back the United States of
That
America.
whole group thinks that no matter what, people are.
It doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter because what they're saying is not correct. We, as citizens of the United States, born into this country as United States of Americans, don't necessarily sign on to the United States Corporation. If you do, that's your choice. If you're a major taxpayer and you're a participant in our country, our corporate shell corporation called United States, then great. But I never signed on to that. So, just like I wouldn't take coinage from if they were to pay me my salary in dollar pieces, in coins, I wouldn't take that. I would only take debt notes. Because technically, every single piece of dollar that we have, every dollar bill, is a debt note. Coinage, however, does have a little bit more weight to it. It means something different. Good evening and take care.
I'm doing very well, thank you. Merry Christmas to you all. Couple days away till Christmas here. It's Christmas Eve. Yay. Yeah, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I think David's talking about going out shopping tomorrow. I don't know why. I've got enough gifts under the tree, I feel, for me, and enough gifts for him. Because I did buy at least one thing for him that he doesn't know about. But David doesn't like surprises, so I'm not going to tell him that I bought something for him that he doesn't know about till tomorrow. Well, 2 days from now, but I'm sure you guys will all ruin it for me, but whatever. No, well, I don't know. He likes it when I finally surprise him. Like a year ago, maybe it was 2 years ago. Both years. Well, 2 years ago, I definitely I went out on I think it was even before Black Friday, and no, he still hasn't set up the mixer from last year. I'm looking at it. The Xenix Q502 USB. I mean, I think we had to set up the gift from the year before together. But anyway. No, I didn't have to buy my own gifts. I just know that I counted my gifts that he got for me, and I have more than enough gifts. I should surprise him more often than once a year. No, because he likes going shopping and finding out everything he gets. Well, lately I've been kind of getting into graham cracker cereal, but I also like Annie's cereals. I don't know. I don't think there is one. I was going to say I haven't met a cereal I don't like, but I have. I do not like grape nuts, but I like everything else. I pronounce it as gifts. Okay, Mad Dog, I'm glad you have your Fantasyland. Thank you, DJ Sammy on Demand, for not telling. Yeah, but I like all kinds of cereal. What about you? Senshi Hagashi? What's your favorite cereal? Actually, I think my favorite cereal is probably Blueberry Morning. Even though I don't eat it that often. Cereal, Hot Rail says, cereal isn't good for you. Too many pesticides. Sorry. Well, I eat organic cereal. Except Blueberry Morning. I know it isn't organic, but. And David has said that too about the pesticides in oatmeal. There's pesticides in organic oatmeal oat products. Wow. David has told me that, and he's been trying to avoid oatmeal. Except, well, he doesn't buy new oatmeal, but we do eat the old oatmeal that we bought before that scare came out, like a few years ago. Anyway. You don't have Blueberry Morning there? Yeah, anyway. Moving over. Your favorite is the kind that makes gravy when you add water. So do you like gravy when you add water? Gravy Train as a cereal? I was thinking, did you like not oatmeal, but cream of wheat? Do you like cream of wheat? Yeah, exactly. Chat room celebrity. Y2K oatmeal. Dog chow? Oh, Gravy Train is a dog food? I didn't know that. I don't have dogs. It's all good. Hello. Merry Brexit to you. Okay, William. I always wondered where you were living. You're in the UK? All right. You guys are telling me all the different names of dog food. Okay. All right. Sounds good. I've been enjoying my time off. I've been watching a couple of, Christmas net chick flicks. Watched some, finished up Walking Dead with David. And watched some... Oh, we watched some Blacklist today. But just chilling, watching shows on the old television, and that's about it. I think that goes the other way, Mad Dog. I think you're the one that is obsessed and I'm taken, okay? But, okay, you can be obsessed in your dreams. Dreams are okay, but that's understandable. Just keep it in your dreams, okay, buddy? Don't cross that line into reality, because I'm totally taken. I'll be with David for his entire life, just so you know. Probably be with David, well, for my entire life. David will probably outlive me, even though I'm 18 years younger than him. He's like bound and determined that he'll live forever. Deep Ellen Blues. I don't like feet. Yeah, I know. David is like Superman. Alright. Going back and forth. Back to... Yep. And the GB. Is that for Great Britain? Is that why GB is next to your names when you type, William? I wonder. David's gonna make some dinner for me. That will be good. I haven't been too healthy today. Well, I was okay. I did have some honeydew. Schumer and McConnell are in the middle of a feud. And Chief Justice Roberts is poised for a starring role in Trump's impeachment trial. Wait, two different stories. One says the Boeing CEO resigns, and another one says Boeing fires him. That's, to me, that would be a big difference. Will I have an Impossible Burger for Christmas? I doubt it. I don't know what I'm going to have. I guess we're going to go out shopping for Christmas dinner tomorrow. But, yeah. Impeachment 2? House lawyers say more charges are possible. That's what David's been saying all along. And North Korea's promising a Christmas surprise. Let's look at NPR saying, here are the options. What is it? It says Jesus loves you, and then what? It shows people in some kind of church situation, Daryl? I don't know what that is. David Sponheim for president, John. 1313101. You can't afford to take Jessica Loves Jesus to Disneyland? Well, you got to start saving her pennies. McLovin's tired of all the turmoil with our politicians. I don't blame you. I support impeachment. A third party, it's an independent political party. We're centrist. We're right in the middle of the political spectrum. We're neither Democrat nor Republican. Because Trump has used the power of the presidency to further his own political agenda. That is why I'm in favor of impeachment. I believe the job of the president should be to take care of the business of America. I disagree, Daryl. I don't believe centrists are just fence sitters. There's some strong issues that we believe in. Well, I completely disagree with you there, Mad Dog. Well, as long as David's focused on the business of America and not furthering his own agenda, then he wouldn't need to be facing impeachment. You're probably right to know. I would agree with you if you're talking about the Democrats being guilty of insider trading and profiting from their own agenda. I would agree with that. I would say the Democrats are just as much to blame. All right, thanks, Mad Dog. You know, you don't need to come in the room as two different people, Deep Ellen Blues and Mad Dog. What is it that you so like about Trump? For me, every time Trump opens his mouth, I don't like him. But I really don't like anyone. I agree with John. I don't like anyone on either side. That's why I believe in a third party. Thanks to know, Dave's platform simplified. $15 minimum wage, public option healthcare, 100% renewable energy, $500 universal basic income, immigration reform, and holding Wall Street accountable. How? I agree with. I don't think David only supports the status quo. Wait, John, are you the same as Mad Dog? Because Mad Dog's also saying that Trump's not a politician. No, he's a businessman trying to only line his own pockets and doesn't care about the American people. That's how I feel about Trump. Yeah, David does have some big, bold ideas. I agree with you, The thing about, yeah, there are definitely some big centrists out there, and there's definitely people who are just trying to line their own pockets. Wait, you say all politicians do that? They don't care about the American people, only their own pockets? Then Trump's the worst of the bunch. A Spade thinks that I agree that the Democrats are just as bad as Trump. That's why we started America's third party. I haven't had any good ears of corn on the cob, and well, there was some in Virginia, but most of the corn on the cob that I've had is not good. But there's some sweet corn still in Virginia. Thanks. Go keep drinking. Yeah, maybe they were barbecued. That he put everyone from the swamp in his cabinet. You don't think Trump is the person doing his own, you don't think Trump's doing his own tweeting? You think somebody else is tweeting for him? Yeah, I think you just need to go take a break somewhere. I'll have him come in as all of his ones. Merry Christmas to you too, John. I too believe in the Constitution. Yes, an attack is what I feel like that person's all about. Some kind of weird obsession with me and then a total attack. You think Daniel Scavino Jr., the White House director of social media and assistant to the president, writes Trump's tweets? I'm not convinced of that. But you might be right. Maybe they both tweet on that one account. And then you can never tell who is who. Yeah, that is the sad case of it to know. But, I understand that there's nowhere else politically for these people to go, but I don't need I don't need the attack. It just seems like whatever.
Okay, if I can open up a present we got from Meta-Nemesis.
Do you want to wait till Meta-Nemesis is actually in the room?
Oh, he's not in the room right now?
Meta-Nemesis, are you in the room?
Yeah, I was going to wonder. I think he is.
I think he is.
He's not in the room right now. He's having dinner with his family.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he is. Type hello if you're in the room, Meta-Nemesis. By the way, I just muted Mad Dog and his other account too.
Oh, really? Wow. He should be here. Meta-Nemesis, are you here? Because sometimes he leaves the computer on, and I don't want to open this while he's not here. No, I'm not going to... No, Kenya. That's just very rude.
I think that's Mad Dog too.
Oh, really? Oh, my gosh.
I don't know, but maybe not because Mad Dog was typing in all caps, so...
Oh, okay, I'll unban.
Okay, Meta-Nemesis.
Okay, Meta-Nemesis is here. I'm going to open a box. I have a box here. I won't be showing any addresses, of course, but I'm cutting open the box. Thank you. This is this arrived. Yeah.
Need some help.
I got it. I'm slicing down the box here.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, I can't wait. Actually, I was like kind of amazing.
I guess David does like surprises.
Well, I know. I try to.
He just doesn't like anxiety of knowing surprises in advance.
I don't really want to encourage gifts, and I'm glad that I said it to many people, but some people are special, and Meta-Nemesis is very special.
Yeah, David does say Meta-Nemesis is very special.
He's a special guy on our show. He's been a big part of our show. We haven't. Ooh, we got little.
Merry Christmas, David.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Little candy canes. I like candy canes. I put them in my hot cocoa.
Thank you. Oh, you do
The
really?
cute little sticker.
Wow.
Ho, ho, ho.
These are perfect for Thanksgiving and holidays and Christmas too. Of course, who doesn't like candy canes? Well, I think these would be nice on the tree actually.
Oh yeah, you could.
Well, no, they can't really hang because they've got the plastic around them. I've got to poke a hole in them. Oh, for my breath? Oh, okay. One of them broke. Now there's this. What's the significance of 6 candy canes?
It's just half a dozen. No big deal.
May the light of the Lord shine on you this blessed holiday season. That's a beautiful card. Thank you. Merry Christmas, David and Sarah. Appreciate you both being such a great patriot. I enjoy a great
Listening.
My parents enjoy watching as well. Really, that's good to know. That's cool. It's good to have a chat room where we can talk, you know? Thank you. Well, that's good enough for me, but you said you have a gift here, and I'm opening up the box here. It's very nicely wrapped with red.
A little ornament.
Oh my gosh, there's different presents for both of us. Okay,
Not open. Should I not open it?
We're not going to
then?
open this until December 25th, everybody.
So this one will say, oh, it's green. That's funny.
So
It's an invisible gift.
we're not going to open
Does
this.
that one say that too?
I'm assuming it does. This is to Sarah,
For David.
and that's to David. You want to open the Sarah one first, and then I'll wait till Christmas on mine. You want to do that? Thank you, man. This is awesome. Wow. That's so cool. That's so pretty, too. I love that. Wow.
You want to save yours or what? He said that's okay. What do you want to do?
Well, I think what I'm going to do is save them for Christmas. They'll
Save
go into the
them both?
Christmas tree, yeah.
Okay. We'll save them both if that's
Thank you
okay.
so much. I can't wait. We're looking forward to this. This is really cool. Thank you.
Oh, wait.
One for Sarah, and yeah, thank you. No
That's
names
cute.
on it.
Okay, got it.
Okay, and one for David, and no names. There you go. Thank you.
Very cool.
Thank you, Meta-Nemesis.
Thank you, Meta-Nemesis.
And we'll thank you more when we get to open it. We'll be getting a second round of thank yous.
Yes. And well, that'll be our holiday on camera. I have been loving holiday candy. I have to say. Yeah. It's been fun. Oh, you wanted me to show you guys our tree? Let me see how I can do that. I know I took a picture of it. Well, I took a picture of it before it was decorated. I haven't taken a picture of it with all the gifts under the tree yet. That's very sweet. Tell your mom thank you and both your parents for watching our show. Very good. We'll wait. Yeah, we'll wait and do that on Christmas. Okay, let me see. I wonder if I'm just wondering if I log into my account, if I were to share it somewhere, somehow. I usually don't sign into this account, but I don't know how to share this account with another one unless I did it. Be right back. Where's my... Okay, I was looking at some pictures. Should probably make an album. That one's so.
So I'm singing Christmas melodies in my head now everywhere I go.
I should probably make more. Did I show you guys my pecan pies and pumpkin pies? I made 6 pumpkin pies the other day. So I'm going to add this to an album. I'll call it Holiday 2019. And then I'll show you all some of my holiday pictures. Yeah, 6 pumpkin pies. Wait, was it? No, it was only 4. Sorry. 4 pumpkin pies. But it was one of them was a big pumpkin pie. All right, let's see. I misspoke. All right, let me go to, let me see, check, no. Okay, now I'm going to add my other, David hasn't eaten them all yet. I had 1 or 2 bites myself. 1 or 2, 1 slice, I guess. Here's a beautiful pecan pie I made for Thanksgiving. And then somebody ate all the bags of pecans. So now I need to get some more pecans if I want to make one for Christmas. Here's my pecan pies and pumpkin pies I made for Thanksgiving I made 2 pumpkin pies, but then just recently I made 4 more pumpkin pies. But now I have enough pumpkin meat to make more pumpkin pies. But this is the beginning of this is like our Christmas tree. Well, this is our Christmas tree. We cut cedar branches and tied them all together, and we have this like bark from our house. Here's another angle on it. This is inside. It's actually very cute. This was yesterday. I was looking out of our kitchen window. Well, pretty much our kitchen window, yeah. This is another angle. You can see we've got snow-capped. You can see the snow-capped Olympic mountains from our thing. I don't know. I'm not Vaughn, so I don't know if he's doing Vaughnmas this year. So anyway, those are the holiday pictures I've taken so far. It was beautiful sunset last night. Just beautiful. Really gorgeous. Anyway, that's my holiday album. I probably should share that with myself. So then, and sign out. No Google account found. Oh. That is weird.
I'm gonna do one more search. So you're done with all these bags, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am. I guess it won't let me send it.
What's that?
Oh, it wouldn't let me share my album with you. I logged into my...
Oh. No, you don't have to share your out with me.
Okay, I need to log out of this.
Yeah. All right.
I'll do that later. Actually, I think it was myself that ate all the pecans, to be perfectly honest. But that's okay. I'll get some more tomorrow. If they're not sold out, all sold out. One time I went out to Costco and they were sold out of pecans. That was pretty crazy. I know. It is fun to blame him, but it's not his fault. There's some things I'll blame him for. What made the New Year's shows so special that you enjoyed them so much? Hot Rails. Saudi Arabia sentenced. Oh, sorry. My question was, what made the New Year's show so special? He knew his audience was a creative fella. Okay. Holiday storm in Southern California. Oh, that's kind of nice. So he'd bring in people and let them do their thing. Like he'd have guests on. Is that like a face palm group? I would probably do a face palm after hanging out with them for 2 minutes. "19 died in a New Zealand volcano eruption." Wow. So, is T really dead? That's my big question. I mean, I thought he was totally dead, but then I don't know. Whoa. Gone but not forgotten. Okay. A new law means big changes to how Americans save for retirement. And Yahoo Finance has 5 things affluent retirees should do now that the Secure Act has passed. I think in Chicago Tribune has something, so let me look at both of these. Is that 59? Or is it 8 times 9? Big Outlaw. I don't see any you know, I don't know if I ever learned about matrix equations. I should probably study them. The city bus does not come by my house. It's about 2 miles away. I'd write it down, but I don't really have a... That's what I should bring home is some post-it notes to write things down. I'll have to bring in a post-it note and then I'll go work on it. Do you have a stack of post-it notes in the other room you can bring in?
Yeah, the blue Post-its. Or
Any post-its, but because there's nothing to write on in here. And maybe a pen. Does the city bus come by your house, Hot Rails? I don't really live in a city per se, but
Need a pen?
yeah. Oh, that's cool. The problem site. Oh, Trumtardo, it's taken you a while, but you finally got in the show. I'm glad you finally got in. I had to kick a couple people or mute a couple people and ban one person. Thanks, Scissor Fight, for the problem site. All right, let's look at this. New law means big changes to how Americans save for retirement. I did hear about this law coming into pass, the Secure Act. It stands for Setting Every Community Up for Retirement Enhancement. The legislation is designed to help more people set aside more money for retirement, primarily by removing some of the hurdles that keep people from saving. Among its highlights is a provision that would make it easier for small businesses to band together to offer retirement plans to their employees. Also opens the door for long-term part-time employees to gain access to workplace retirement plans. In addition, it raises the age that Americans must start drawing from retirement savings, known as the required minimum distribution age, from 70 and a half to 72, since people are living and working longer. It also provides more years for people to contribute to individual retirement accounts for the same reason. It creates new rules that could expand lifetime income options within workplace plans, such as annuities. That's aimed at helping people establish reliable streams of income in retirement. It would also make it easier for employees to transfer retirement plan assets when they change jobs. It also fixes a component of the 2017 tax overhaul that raised taxes on benefits received by families of deceased military veterans, as well as taxes on some students and members of Native American tribes. Peak performance, use early career wage gains to supercharge retirement savings. I don't know if I'm in an early career. I'm in a mid-career. This is considered the biggest piece of retirement legislation since the Pension Protection Act of 2007. The Secure Act had bipartisan support among lawmakers, as well as many in the financial retirement industries. All right, so that was from Chicago Tribune. And then Yahoo Finance has 5 things affluent retirees should do now that the Secure Act has passed. The Secure Act was attached to an appropriations bill that was rushed through both houses to prevent another government shutdown. So, all right.
House appropriations bill was passed by the president, I believe, but he was threatening to not pass it.
Well, there's a thing involved with it called the Secure Act.
Right.
So, you used to had to take required minimum distributions at 70 and a half, and then it would be taxed as income. But
Now it's not.
So that's been a lot of affluent investors who don't want the money suddenly see this big tax rate spike at 70 due to these distributions.
Oh.
But now it's now you don't have to take the distribution till 72.
Okay. So you can delay it a little bit. Other than that, they tax you more or something?
Yeah, well, basically, if you've been putting all your money into retirement, or you've been putting a big chunk of your money into retirement, well, especially if that money's been growing, then it's been tax deferred.
Right.
Or you can either do it as tax deferred, or if you do it as a Roth, then you pay taxes on it now. And if you do it as a Roth, it's really, then you don't have to pay taxes when you take it out. But anyway, the tax deferred portion, when you take it out, then suddenly you have to pay taxes on it.
Right.
And if you're 70 and a half, then the taxes that you have to
It's
pay
just
on
like
it,
any
it's
income at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And even your
So-
retirement check is part of your income.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Sarah, it's cold. The room is being lit by LED lights. That's all we have. The energy we're getting here is LED. Read my lips. I don't want new taxes on retirees. I don't want an inheritance tax. I don't want for anyone. I think all of you should be able to take your income into the future, but granted, you're going to be getting a lot more money than most people, so you do have to take and be taxed on that. And I think the $50,000 flat tax idea is the best solution for everybody, because say you're a retiree, $50,000 is tax-free. And some of you make less than $50,000, and that should be tax-free just so you can get ahead. It's absurd the way our tax laws are set up, even with a progressive tax code. You shouldn't have to pay taxes if you make a small amount of money in America. It's ridiculous. It's like you're enslaved. And I guess that's what the guy was saying, that we're being traded on the open market because we're taxpayers. Those of us who still pay taxes. Because if you don't make any income at all, you don't pay any taxes on that income. So if you're retired, you're not paying any taxes on that income, because you're not making any income at all. It's zero. But if you have a Social Security fund of say $800 to $1,200 a month, you make up to $15,000 a year, you do have to file taxes if you collect Social Security. Well, planning your retirement, in my opinion, is great as long as you have to understand. I know a guy who's going to be working till he's 75, paying off his house. And it's like, if you can get your house paid off early, before you're 70 or before you're 60, you'll be so much better off in your retirement, because that big payment that takes a lot of your paycheck every single month will be gone. And your life will be so much easier, I assure you. And you shouldn't have to pay tax twice. Good point. So she's right. The Roth IRAs are tax free because you pay them up front. You don't have to pay them when you cash them out. I heard the IRS was stocking up on shotguns. Yeah. Now the Internal Revenue Service is not a government agency. You probably know that, right? It's a private corporation. It's a service corporation for another private corporation called the Federal Reserve. And all of that comes under the heading of what happened after the Act of 1871 and the advent of the Federal Reserve in 1914, when Woodrow Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act into law. So they set this up in 1871 with the United States Corporation. They built it. This is not a conspiracy theory, but it could be if you want to take it to that level. They built it in order to control the entire future of our country and our destiny, and they created Washington, D.C. and the United States Corporation. And by 1933, the United States of America had gone deep into debt because of the Depression, and they decided to just retire it and put it into bankruptcy. So the United States of America has been in bankruptcy since 1933. We pay into a system that's run by like an overseeing corporation called the United States. And unfortunately, that's how our system is set up. The Federal Reserve is a private corporation which operates the private corporation, the IRS, which all started right around this time period. They say it started even earlier, but prior to 1933, there really wasn't a big income tax in America. people hardly ever paid income tax.
Yeah, because it was mostly on imports, right?
Mostly on imports, tariffs, and property
tariffs,
taxes.
I mean.
And property taxes, which were locally applied to the states involved. So the states were funded with property taxes. Thank
Which
you,
a lot
Sarah.
of them still are. I
Some
know
of them
our
still
state-
are, yeah.
our state really is.
Education is completely funded with property taxes. Depression was caused by a lot of factors, but over glee in the market. Oh, by the way, it turned out to be blue tuna from Brazil. So, Sarah, it's a little bit on the chewy side because it was frozen, but it's still solid protein. Okay, I put some Brussels sprouts in there and some onions and mushrooms. The people that bought things on margins prior to the collapse of Monday, the Black Monday, 1929, the people that bought things on margins extended themselves so far that the Depression just crashed. They all went broke, and many of those people committed suicide because they had hoped to win so much money on this growing economy. So when I talk about people investing right now, I'd rather invest in rare metals, like Trump Tardo is recommending, or silver and gold. But rare metals look like a big growth industry because, frankly, rare metals are running out and technology is going to need them. Makes sense. It's going to go up in value. Rare earth metals. That's one area you can invest in. But the idea of investing at this point, get your food supply covered. Make sure you have enough food in the cupboard. We actually have food of various degrees and desirabilities that are like sitting around just in case we need it. You know, even like dried potatoes or dried eggs or something. You know, and try to get a stock of peanut butter, which is a very durable food item. And this is the kind of investment you should do in your future. And investing in silver is a good move because you could theoretically move it and flip it rather quickly. But it's not going to be a big growth investment, silver. Gold might have greater growth capacity. You never know. But I would say that silver could go up in value to up to $500 an ounce. It's possible. So there could be a good investment there too. Yeah, you see what people do for a discount right now on like a big screen TV. Imagine what would happen when there's a shortage of food and water, Hot Rail says. Yeah. So there's a tremendous demand that would create like a tremendous amount of greed would create this big, huge cliff. And then if the stock market did decompress 10,000 points, you'd see a lot of people lose a lot of money. And I would guarantee the 401ks would be affected. So that's your retirement fund. For a lot of people, retirement is a 401k. Only 16% of our population still has a retirement program with their company. It used to be 80% of our country had retirement plans with your company when you worked for a company. Now it's hardly anybody. So our big retirement plan really is Social Security for most people. And I applaud that. I do. I would wish that upon everybody who wants it, who wants to be involved in getting some benefit out of our country, and expect it to be there. When we offer a $500 a month allowance for every U.S. adult, which is my universal basic income plan, we automatically offer people that money. Anyone 18 or over would get that. If you're not getting Social Security or you're not getting disability, you'd get that. But you see the asterisk right here? That's the people who are getting Social Security and disability. They wouldn't get this extra. But when you got to retirement age, and most people will be there, 65% of our country will be 65 or older by 2030, we will all be collecting Social Security or not. Or you'll just collect this. Say you don't have Social Security benefits because you didn't work enough in the system. We got you covered. You'll at least get the $500 a month. Most Social Security beneficiaries get about $800 a month now, up to $1,200 or $1,400 for families or couples. So it's a significant amount of money when you have your house paid off. So that's why it's really important that we have housing in America that is affordable, that you could pay off in 10 years. So we came up with the program we call the Homestead Renewal Plan, like I was talking about earlier. And Now, this idea actually will give you a job fixing up houses, and along with the money you collect as a U.S. citizen, the $500 a month, you could practically pay for your house with this. So you could put your $500 a month that you get as a U.S. citizen into your house once you qualify if you're working in the system as a building up or fixing up houses. So say you get into our homestead renewal plan and you start helping to fix up houses in your area, you'll earn points towards your down payment, and you could even pop your $500 into the house that you get assigned to when you do get a house. When we finish up fixing up a house, we'll sell it to you. Then the $500 a month instead goes directly into the house. Your money that you make after that, even if you quit the program and have the house, your money will be whatever you earn. But your $500 a month will go toward the house payment until it's paid off in full, which will be about 10 years. And then after the 10 years, you'll collect $500 a month the rest of your life, minimum, even if you didn't work in the system. This plan actually accommodates a large group of people that are non-working people who are currently displaced and living in the streets. Like half of our veterans, or 1/3 of our veterans right now, who are completely homeless, have nothing. They're on the street with nothing, no food, nothing. They don't even get food stamps. Some of these people don't have a home. We'd like to give them a card, even if we have to walk up to them and say, hey, here's your card. It'll be your EBT card, and you can cash out, start getting your $500 a month. Just go to the machine, get your PIN number, and get your $500 a month, and it'll be your card. That would be the best way to get these people off the street. Without any money, without any resources, they can't possibly get ahead. And this will help the retail economy, which is suffering terribly right now. It needs like an injection of some money. And people who do want to work need an opportunity to work. With automation coming, we're going to be seeing a tremendous amount of modernization, and we'll see things rolling off assembly lines and things becoming very available, like even the solar rooftops will be created by mass production. But they'll have to have somebody to install them. Robots don't just get on roofs very easily, and robots can't be trained to install these things very easily. So we need people to install these. Perfect job opportunity, making 20 or 25 bucks an hour. That's what I'm talking about. So building up the economy with opportunity and a basic income plan. Kind of keeping it percolating, so to speak. Now, this is a plan that doesn't throw money into the private sector and big corporations like quantitative easing did, like TARP 1 and TARP 2 did. This is a plan that actually gives people enough money to survive and feed into the retail sector. What quantitative easing did was told companies, here's a lot of free money, go invest it and see how you can do in the market. And they oftentimes invested in Dubai and China and didn't invest in American companies or hiring labor. There were no stipulations with that money. This has money attached to it. All kinds of, we even have a 2% loan opportunity for businesses. No, I don't see Warren and Michelle Obama forming a union of women liberals against Trump. It's not going to work. No. There's enough people that'll just vote against women to push the vote to Trump. I think Pete Buttigieg and Elizabeth Warren, if they teamed up as a woman and the first gay man, would lose to Trump. It would drive votes to Trump. I believe that Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, if they teamed up together, would probably have enough to beat Trump. I really do. It'd be three old men against, basically, and Trump and Pence. Pence is a little younger, but three old men, basically, in a circle. The thing is, we're talking about Buttigieg. I would do Trump and Sponheim as VP. I think that would be a really good combo. I agree. You know, if you take Trump on his word for it, which I know many of you do, you claim it's all a Russian hoax, it's all fake news, and you disregard everything else. Hey, Adeline, welcome. Yeah, I'm having a great night. Thanks for coming in. I was thinking about you the other day. Hope you're doing okay, having the holidays upon you. I definitely would consider an offer by Trump. I would, even though I badmouthed him on every single show, I wouldn't hesitate to get into the race. Remember, they used to draw presidents from both sides of both parties, president and vice president. There used to be more balance. The president would be from one party, and the other president and the vice president would be from another party. So Having another guy out there who has the ideas that Trump has, because I came up with those ideas and Trump used them, I got your back. I got your back on the fence. I've got your back on pro-guns. I don't want to take away your rights to bear arms. I've got your back on lower taxation, which is something we can definitely fight the Democrats on. But I don't have your back on wasteful spending in the military, which Trump is doing. So I would have a different approach to that. I would cut back on the military spending and put more money into something like this, which the Democrats can't even come up with. Hands-on solutions to beat the automation problem, which is coming to America and all around the world. The automation problem will kick out 80% of your jobs if you're making $20,000 a year right now. And 30% of the jobs in America will be out if you're making $80,000 a year right now. So if you're a lawyer right now thinking, well, I'm doing pretty well, in 10 years, you may lose your job to a computer that will say, hi, hello, who would you like to sue? I'd like to sue my brother-in-law for taking my wife's money from her jewelry kit. What kind of suit will it be? And they'll list a variety of suits. Small claims action suit. Okay, with a maximum limit of $5,000. Yeah, well, that'll do me. Well, how much would you like to say? How much would you commit to this particular endeavor from your own perspective? And they would gauge as to how much you're willing to set up as a basic, retainer fee. And then we'd accommodate you and say, sure, we'll give you a retainer. So there's going to be an automated legal system available in 10 years. So we won't need lawyers soon, except to fight trial law. I could. There are a lot of things that we could actually bring back, like welding jobs. A lot of bridges need repair in America, and there's no team of welders. So that could be a 6-week training course at a local junior college that the government could get behind. Training welders to be bridge repair people and getting them out in the field through Department of Transportation to start doing welding, spot welding of existing bridges. We have an area in our location called Deception Pass Bridge, and they're doing a pretty good job of sandblasting and painting it. And this bridge dates back to 1936, and it is beautiful. People come from all around the world to come to this location. We get about 2 million viewers of this beautiful bridge every single year. And they go there, it's free. You can just drive up there and park. You may need a $10 pass to park for a longer period of time, but I know that there are people out there that go there without paying anything, but you get to walk around and look at the beautiful islands. And this bridge is repaired annually now at a good fee, but there's no major structural damage to this bridge. But a lot of bridges around the country are really facing some problems. There's concrete issues that are starting to break up. And we need a team of welders and concrete experts that can do that. So why not train people to do that and have a federally funded transportation program that would get people jobs, train them in welding, and get this infrastructure back on track? Because we haven't done